Blessings, people. I got lots of comments to say that not many people could hear me in my last video, so I thought I'd do another one. So basically it's my little introduction number 2 regarding freeform dreads, and as you can see I have them, and I've had them for about 31 months now, which probably is about 2.5 years, so coming up to my 3rd year. I basically started off with 2-strand twists. First of all, let me say this is my 2nd set of dreads, because the first set of dreads I started off with 2-strand twists, and basically was really excited about it. I didn't really know much about it, but I did go on my Fotkey. I set up a Fotkey account, and I went through so many different amazing blogs of people and their journeys, and I just was so amazed by them. So I thought I'd start myself and do some 2-strand twists. So after about a month of those, I was so excited. I was just like counting every inch that grew that month, and I thought, let me go to Locticians, get a nice little retwist, you know, get the journey started. I went to my Locticians and they were like, is this your hair? I'm like, of course it's my hair. Well, no, it looks too big, and you're going to get bongo locks if you keep them up. They're going to be really thick, and you don't want that, do you? So they unraveled them up and basically started again. And as much as I didn't really agree with what they were doing, I was thinking, well, you know, I don't know anything. They know, they're the professionals, so I'll leave them to it. So basically I'd done my 2nd set, and I wasn't too happy with the width, but they were like, oh, don't worry, it's going to get bigger, they're going to get fatter, so over time. Anyway, so that was that. So after about 10 months, I didn't really like them. I still didn't grow to them, so I thought, right, I'm going to take them out. So I unraveled them, and after about 4 months, I was like, right, I definitely need to do dreads again, because you know, I do miss it. I didn't even know what to do with my hair at the time. Anyway, I started it with 2-strand twists, and this time I never went near a Loctician, because every time I went to Loctician I was never happy. You know, they'd always like really, you know, try and maintain them, and that's before I knew I wanted to do freeform. I just didn't like the way that they was preening them, you know, cutting the sides. Every time they would start getting a bit fatter, they'd cut the sides and, you know, palm roll it together, and I just, personally for me, it wasn't for me, and I just thought, okay, after 10 months took it out. So this time I've done it myself, never went near an optician, as I said, and yeah, so that was it. And then I just washed. Every time I went to a shower I rinsed them out, because you know they always stick up in every direction. So I thought I'd, you know, basically just keep washing it, clarifying maybe once a month, oiling as usual. A few of them unraveled. I didn't really care. I was like, right, I think I'm just going to just let them be. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to manipulate them anyway. There's no real parting. Even when I washed them, I never really separated them. To be quite honest with you, I'm a lazy lock wearer. I think that's the reason why I've chosen going down this route of freeforming, because I just can't be bothered. I mean, I do the maintenance, which is like, you know, basically, you know, washing and oiling, but when it comes to like pristine things, and you know, even if anything, during the time when I did have my 2-strand twists and they were getting a bit fuzzy, because I noticed that there were points where they were locking, but they weren't locking faster than they were growing, so I just have this kind of big afro on the roots. So at that time, you know, when I was going for interviews for jobs and things like that, I might, you know, I would have latched hooked. Well, I didn't use a latch hook, I actually finger latched. So I'd finger latch a few at the front. I also, as they started to grow, I also realised that some of the fronts were thinning out, so I joined a few together, which I actually sewed together. I don't know if you can see, but you can't really. So I actually got some thread still in there, if you can see. There's some thread at the end. So I basically sewed a few of them at the front together, and they got a little bit thicker. But yeah, and I also, when I first started, I coloured them. I coloured them light brown, and they're nowhere near as brown as it was now then, but they've gotten lighter over time, probably because of the peroxide in it. I actually want to colour them again, but this time definitely using a henna, because you know, obviously then I didn't know about natural products to use and things that protect your hair, maybe even condition it like henna does. I find that they're getting a little bit more mature now. They're getting a lot heavier, and as you saw in my last video, I'd wrap my hair up a lot, and especially now in the heat, they're really starting to just really, you know, starting to get on my neck, and you know, especially these ones at the front. That's why I always put them there, because they're always kind of like hanging there. You probably notice that they all are quite layered as well. I think that's just how my hair grows. The front is shorter than the back, and this is the length of the back. I'll show you from the back in a minute. This, for example, was from my previous set of locks. I was just a bit silly. I thought, let me just join them. Let me just leave this one and just see how it grows if I'd had my last set. But basically, I joined these. This was the set that they did before, which you can see how thin that is. And funnily enough, I actually joined two dreads together. So this is two dreads together. Yeah. And also, they haven't really sealed. They've sealed now. You know, as I said, they're mature, but a few of them are still not quite sealed yet. I still have a bit of curly ends, which is nice. I like. I thought about cutting them off, but I just, like I said, I don't maintain them, so I just left them. When it comes to styles, I don't really style that much. In the beginning, I did. I probably done a few curls, you know, a Bantu knot outs. I'd hold them in Bantu knots, you know. But I'm going to try and do a few videos to show how to do it. 'Cause, you know, obviously I don't retwist at the same time. I also do some crinkly curls as well, which is quite nice sometimes. Very few. I suppose since I've had my daughter, I just really can't be bothered to do anything. That's what I love about dreads and freeforming dreads, is because that's how they are and that's how they will be. Before, you know, I start doing the rest of my videos, I really don't want to, considering there's not many freeformers out there, I don't really want to have that kind of freeform maintenance locks divide. You know, everyone's got dreads, everyone wants to be free, everyone wants to be natural. The way they do their dreads, just like the colour they do their dreads, that's their colour. If they want to